Okay, this video might sound like madness, and I know it's winter, including me. Most of you are not thinking about cooling because, of course, we need heating. Well, except for some countries that good. This is a heater, parabolic heater. What if we turn this one into a cooler that is extremely efficient and extremely low energy consumption? We're gonna do that with the help of this quite a big PC fan. We're gonna use some of it, not all of it. It's a really nice looking one. I'm not gonna use the LEDs, so yeah, if you're expecting LEDs, this is not the video. But what we're gonna do very carefully a removal of some parts on this one. Now, how this is gonna work is, and before we continue, please do not do this one if you have a fully working heater like mine, unless you can afford to fully destroy it. Even though, in this case, it will not be destroyed, but just in case, by mistake, you end up destroying it, don't do it then. But if you find a broken one for cheap that has the metallic parabola, this is the secret here, you can do it. The whole idea here is to mount the fan, to blow in the parabola, and the parabola push the air back towards us. Why is that so? Simple physics. Metal, highly conductive. This one is thin metal, even easier to conduct heat and cold. How does it do it? Well, now the fan, instead of being blowing in our face, which is kind of 20-30% efficient, we're going to increase that efficiency up to probably 75 to 80% of that fan, or its capacity of cooling, by blowing to this piece of metal. This piece of metal, besides just returning that cold air to us, it will return it colder because it's constantly being blown with cold air. So now it holds that cold on it and it returns it back to us. At least this is the idea. And this is the madness I have on this video. We're gonna start building it. We're first gonna start removing everything out of this one and mount it and see where that goes, because summer is right around the corner. And in that scorching heat, this might be just a lifesaver, so hear it out. Okay, so the top mesh is out, but we're gonna put it back in, so don't throw this one away. This is not going anywhere. And inside here, we need to carefully take the ceramic part with the resistance and start taking parts out really quick. Okay, so at this point, we have taken out everything that needs to come out at this point. What we're gonna do, we're gonna keep 2 of these screws. Actually, you have to keep all these screws, but we're gonna take these 2 that we need. We're gonna take the ones that go around, because we need those 2 to put it back on. I'm gonna put it back on just aesthetically, but it doesn't really need to be on here, just so you know that part. And I'm gonna take some of these things really quick. I'm not gonna put them all, just gonna put some of them, just as many as I think is enough to make it work and to prove the concept. That's all, really. And we could care less about anything else. Like always, welcome to Omnitech, I guess. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna bother with more. If I need more, I'll put more. I'm gonna put this resistance somewhere safe for now, including this cable that belongs to the heat sensor that I did not remove, and I'm not going to remove because just in case I want to put it back up as a heater. But for now, let me put these away really quick. And here, we must close these holes here. We cannot have these. So let's see what we can do about that really quick. And the quickest way is gonna be aluminum tape. Yep, that's how it works in 2024. Aluminum tape to the rescue, so we don't lose any of that coming back stuff. And this was actually crushed before today, so don't blame me on that one. I'm gonna try to make it as symmetrical as possible, but some things sometimes are just too broken, and we try to fix them because that's why we exist. Fixing stuff. That's more like it. Okay. Now, these wires don't really do anything, just so you know. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold it around itself here. Hopefully it fits, because it will be plugged differently. I'm not gonna do a final plug on it, just so you know right now, is it would be better if you do an insert and a full build and all that. Maybe by summertime I'll do it, but for now, I'm gonna leave it as it is because we got enough in our plate without messing up more than we have. Okay, I guess I'll try to wrap it around here so it goes in. Okay, perfect. It will never get any better than this. This is the pinnacle of perfection. And these wires here, I'm just gonna leave them down for now, because really they have zero functions at this point. And we'll put the parabola back in. Okay, so we are kind of done with the parabola part of it. It's never gonna be perfect. I don't really care about that part, because what I care is right here. This part here is gonna reflect the this warning may not work anymore. I don't really have a use for it. And now we have to start connecting our fan really quick. And this fan is a 12 volt PC fan, the fancy stuff. And I have no use for it because it's too many RGB and all that stuff. And I'm not into that. But we will use the function that comes to the spinning parts. That is what matters to me. Okay, this is the RGB part of it. No use for it at all whatsoever. It's gonna try to wrap it on itself so it doesn't get really that much in our way. Okay, and for all of you that love RGB, I do not hate RGB, by the way. I may just not like it as much as you, but I definitely do not hate it. Boom, good as new. Factory should have made it this way. Anyway, now all our work consists on this one right here. And we need to find out which part of this one actually gives us the zoomies. Because that's where the power comes in. And I think the second one is the power. It's a 12 volt, by the way, by 0.1 amps. Literally nothing. Okay, so let's just try it. What could go wrong? Yep, it's spinning now. So we know this one on the middle is going to be our positive. Okay, so positive here, negative and positive is these two here. Okay, the first one negative and second one positive. Okay. So what we're gonna do, this is very low power anyway. It's not really anything. We're gonna connect them, and we said the first one negative, which would be the white one here, and the second one positive. I am not doing anything professional. This is more proof of concept, so don't look at these videos. Oh, you're a weirdo. I'm not. I am not. Okay, this is tied enough. I probably should not tie them right away, but just tie them to prove that these two cables even work for now. Yep, perfect. It works and it's very, very quiet. Okay, let me undo them again because we need to route the wire a little bit better. Okay, remember I told you don't throw this away? Well, now there's a reason I did that. Okay, so we know one thing for sure. The air comes in this way and goes out this way because the spinning direction is this way, and it always cuts the wind and throws it on you. So we need to push towards the parabola. We will put it somewhere here, I would say. That's just good enough. And we're gonna use zip ties to hold it together for now. As I said, this is not permanent, so don't even think about anything great or perfect or good or whatever. Just making it to work for now, as centered as possible. And the cable has been routed now, and it doesn't look perfect. But as I said, the matter here is just to make it working. And as long as it works, I'm good with it. Well, let's just wrap it up quick. And as you see, the wires are coming out now. And let me just install the plug in the other side really quick. Okay, the wire is going down this place here, is we're gonna connect it in a minute. And now we have to insulate it really quick. Okay, at this point now, before we forget, we have to put the mesh back in. And the fan, as you see, is installed to blow towards the parabola. So I just pull the wire through here for now. Ideally, I would probably route it through here, make a tiny, I don't know, probably indentation here and put it through the back and do all that cool stuff. But for now, we are just trying to prove a concept. So don't expect anything perfect or good looking or whatever your mind might go to. Okay, we'll try to patch this one up really quick. Okay, so these holes are aligning and that's what matters. Really quick, let me just put the screws back in. Okay, so it is almost ready. All we have left to do is to connect the wires. And as we said, the outer side was negative and the inner side was positive. So we will go ahead and see how that goes really quick. Since this is very low power, I'm not really worried about any super insulation as long as they don't touch each other. I know they're not going anywhere. So we'll do it just this way and make sure this one is done this way and we are good to go for now. Okay, perfect. Now let's plug it in. And in this case, I'm just gonna feel it. And I will let you know how it feels. And if you know anything about me, you know if it doesn't feel anything, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, well, don't waste your time. But if it feels good, I'm gonna tell you, you might have a chance. Okay, it's spinning at this point or at this moment. And actually, yeah. Oh, yes. It feels cold in a very interesting way. Most of the cold is coming, I would say, around this strip here. It actually feels cold, and I'm not joking. And I can feel the metal getting colder already. This is aluminum, by the way. So of course, aluminum is not that hard to get cold. So if you compare the temperature here versus here, big difference. Let me see if one of my thermometers even work really quick. Okay, this is one of the really bad thermometers, but I'm gonna measure it here versus somewhere around here. Yeah, it doesn't measure. Non-contact thermometer. Was that one of those garbages now? Overloaded on everything. Seriously? But it works in my hand? Yeah. Anyway, it's garbage. Let me see if I have another one. So, okay, I don't have another one. So you will just have to trust me that actually this little computer fan is putting out a lot of cold. And especially the back part of it, the aluminum part is really cold. And probably if I remove this kind of label here would be even better. But that I think is stuck there somehow. Let me see if it's removable easy or does it need more professional intervention. I might be able to take it out really quick. Okay, so definitely by taking this piece here off, whatever, this piece of metal that was kind of blocking here, I think this will get more air. And as I said, unfortunately, my thermometer is not working. And yeah, you just have to trust me that it is actually working. And it's quite cold for a tiny fan. Now, if you put a bigger fan here in this area, blow it towards the parabola, close all the holes obviously, make sure parabola is at least aluminum, you will have a way higher chance of getting much colder air. This is just to prove a concept. Is now from a tiny fan that you see, it's this much, probably 6-inch fan, you are getting cold from all around here as if it was an actual big fan. And this is quite a big deal. It's a big deal. So there are some of those, they look like computer fans, but they're way more powerful than this one. They have better propellers. That now would make a huge difference here. But in my opinion, this one is doing quite a lot. And now it's winter here where I'm at, so I don't think I'm gonna let it run too much because it's cool in the room and I'm not liking that. But the metal is really cold, and I mean it cold. Wow. Okay guys, that's all I really had for you at this point, just to prove a concept that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Sorry, I had to unplug it. It's actually that cold. And well, if you want to replicate this kind of thingy, I suggest you just try it with something probably cheaper because these are not cheap, and try to find a fan with better blades than this one. This is literally 0.1 amps fan. Now just imagine how big the speed and all that is. But hey, it proved my point. And as you see, now actually the aluminum is going back to normal room temperature. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm hoping to see your like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye!